Okay, now that we're up to speed with the latest research on fertility, what else can you do to help? Well, Cleveland Clinic dietitian Courtney Delpra is joining us. She's here with some great advice on what to eat when you're trying to get pregnant. I think this is a fascinating topic. Thank you for coming in, Courtney.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So I know there's a lot of factors sometimes that are involved in getting pregnant or not. I don't know if people necessarily think of food being one of them.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely something that's not brought to a lot of attention when you're thinking about fertility. What you eat can definitely make a difference when you are trying to conceive, when you're going through IVF, IUI, whatever journey you are to start a family. Nutrition can definitely make a difference.
Nutrition, it seems like, really truly is a basis for so many things, so many
ailments,
so many conditions going on. So, okay, when it comes to getting pregnant, things we should be trying to do. I see some great spinach
some
over
goods
there.
on the table. So I brought my top 5 favorite fertility foods. So the first one is leafy greens. I love leafy greens. These are high in folate. Folate is really important to help support ovulation. So you want to make sure that you're ovulating. This is going to really help support it. It's also a great source of other vitamins and minerals, and you can use it so easily in dishes. Throw it in a smoothie, have a big salad at lunch, put some spinach in your omelet in the morning. So easy.
Does it matter if it's raw or cooked?
So the cooking will kind of reduce the nutrient quality a little bit. So yeah, but I always say if you're doing it in an omelet, then you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's like the main one that I like to focus on. The next one is berries, yes. So when I think of fertility, I think of let's work on reducing your inflammation. So that's gonna be done with antioxidant-rich foods. So berries are like the mecca of antioxidants. So I always like to focus on fruits, vegetables, and stuff like that to really incorporate into their diet.
Okay.
I did not bring salmon. I did not want to stink up the studio. But,
oh, that's sweet of you.
Yes, but salmon is also one that I love. This is a good heart healthy fatty fish. So you want to think of like omega-3s as a big buzzword now. You want to think of those as being great to reduce inflammation. It's great for brain development for a baby. It's great for hormone production, especially with ovulation.
Okay.
And then eggs. Yes. So this one might come as a surprise because a lot of us were a little fearful of eggs years ago with cholesterol. But eggs is actually a great source of choline. So a lot of our prenatals don't contain enough choline. We need about 450 milligrams a day once we are pregnant. So one egg yolk has about 50% of that need, which is awesome. So
it's making sure you eat the yolk too, not just the whites.
Yes, exactly. Yep. So, and that gives you a little bit of healthy fats as well. Something I always like to focus on is making sure you're stabilizing your blood sugars, and to do that is to have a good high protein breakfast. So this is such a good easy way to do that, but also get some of that essential nutrient of choline.
So you're saying like the 2 chocolate-covered pretzels I ate this morning for breakfast would not be good?
Just pair it with an egg, and then you're fine.
Yeah. All right, now nuts. I've always heard, for a variety of reasons, how tree nuts especially are really good for you. How does this play into pregnancy?
Yes, so nuts are going to be a great source of fiber, selenium as well, and then also zinc. So zinc is going to be really important, especially in male fertility. It helps with testosterone production. It helps with sperm motility. So that's something that men really want to focus on.
So any kind of nut, because I wanted to ask you about that. Should men be changing what they're eating too?
Yes, for sure. So a lot of the same recommendations where it's let's reduce inflammation, let's stable your blood sugar levels, but really focus on high zinc foods. That's going to be great just for sperm health in general.
Okay.
So foods high in your zinc that you want to focus on would be pumpkin seeds.
Okay.
So pumpkin seeds, beef, oysters, chickpeas, those types of foods are great to incorporate. So
interesting.
Yeah.
There's so much, and again, thinking about men's health is do we know, and I don't want to put you on the spot, if it's equally as important for the men to be thinking about what they're eating as the women?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of times we don't think about that, but it is very important. So yeah, definitely want to.
And after pregnancy, I know the doctors will give you a list of things or I shouldn't say during pregnancy, I should say.
Once we're pregnant.
Once you're pregnant, there are things that I'm sure the doctors will tell you what to avoid, what not. Is there anything that you wanted to convey
Yeah.
on that topic?
For sure. So the basic ones are for sure alcohol. You want to avoid alcohol once you are pregnant. I recommend also avoiding alcohol, or at least really eliminating it a little bit when you are trying to get pregnant.
Okay.
So alcohol can really disrupt your estrogen metabolism. So that's really important to have that balance when you're trying to get pregnant. But obviously alcohol just to reduce fetal alcohol syndrome and just not recommended. So for sure, alcohol, high mercury fish. So I always say think of the bigger the fish, the more mercury. So mackerel, swordfish, shark. We're good that we live in Ohio. These aren't common with us.
Very true.
So really try to avoid high mercury foods, and then also just watching your cooking. So making sure you're not eating any like undercooked foods, raw foods, and stuff like that. So
Thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah,
for
of
sharing
course.
this
Thank
wealth
you
of
for
knowledge.
having me.
Very interesting topic. And again, you can always check her out at the Cleveland Clinic as well. I appreciate you coming in.